Hey everyone, it's me, Key of W, playing some more Artisan of Glimmith. So I'm looking at this area. We haven't been here in a long time. The window is, I think, down here, Solitude. We haven't done this in a bit. For context, recently we've been in the town area. This is the beginning of the game. So you go a ways into the forest and then into this little island over here. Solitude, this rule is, let's see if I remember. How many puzzles do we have? We got a few here. Each region contains a single symbol. That's how this works. So we can automatically just do one of those. And we know these fours aren't going to touch each other. Now, one of the symbols here will have to go into the center. You can't have a region that is without a symbol. They all have to have at least one symbol in them. Single symbol, though. So how would I do this? Where would I start? Well, let's start with the fours. Each of these fours is going to move out at least one space because even if they move into the center, they still have two more cells to take. The 3 as well is going to move out at least one space, so all of these other cells have to fit into the space. So the 2s are interesting because they can only, of course, take 2 of the 4 cells, which means something has to come into them 2 spaces. This one in particular, this 2 cannot move up because the 3 cannot take both spaces. So it must move leftward, and this 4 takes all of the space. That could bring the 3 down, or it could bring the 3 into the center. But we know one of those two is certainly helpful. We know, let's see, this 4 is going to have to move one space up into this zone. It can't move anymore, but nobody else can get into the space to make sure the 3 stays at 3. Now this 2, only one more piece of the 4 could possibly go into the 2. So this 4 has to enter at least one space. Now that forces the 2 to move that direction, which forces the 4 in again. That means the 3 in this corner can only be visited by its 3 cousin, which pulls this 4 into the center. That's a wonderful little puzzle. An easy one, but it's just a delightful little thing, just step-by-step logic. So let's block that. So we got a nice 12er. What can we do with it? Let's say right away we know the 6 is going to touch this zone right here. It's got to, there's no way it doesn't. So the 12 is going to escape and touch this zone. So it's going to give us a bit with our 3. We can move it out. 6 can also move out slightly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It also has to move there. This is the 3. Let's see. The 12, it could take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It must do that. This 3 is now complete. Let's see. The 6 could move one more space up, or it could take both of these spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, let's take that space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could do this, though. Could do that. Well, let me look at spaces left. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, it's going to add up to the right amount. Let's just look up here. I've got 4, 8, 10 spaces left up in this area. And the 3's got to take 2 of them, which would leave 8 spaces up here. 8 spaces in this area. Like I could do this, right? That leaves 8 spaces. This 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It needs 7 more. So at least one more space of this area is taken by somebody here. Now the thing is, if the one more space is I think I'm overthinking this. If the one space up here is taken by either of these two, it's gonna move. It's gonna make less space for the 12, right? Well, if this goes up, then this 12 would have to come in, which would mean we have the same thing of we got one more space to fill. So it would be this piece as well. Actually, if this piece moves up, I think we force... No, we don't. If this piece moves up, we force something. Actually, I can't bring this 3 all the way over to the left. If this 3 moves down, the 6 has to move up. Or this 3 moves up. Maybe I can think of it as nobody can touch this top left corner except for the 12. Which, that's going to break the puzzle. So it's got to be that way. So we can bring the 6 around. No, not like that. So we can bring this up, bring this here. That's how we're supposed to do it. Interesting. Definitely overthinking that. Definitely 100% overthinking that puzzle. Oh no, Palisades. Okay. Well, we know these can't touch each other just because of the Solitude rule. Each region contains a single symbol. Well, we have to have something from this dead end. And it touches this one. That's going to finish the region. I think we're going to have this happening. I think I know how we're going to finish it. Oh, they're mismatched? Nah. No. No, I should have looked at that rule. I was like, I got this. It's easy. Well, the domino has been taken care of. I know we've got to have something happening here. And so I think these are still taken care of. Whatever... There's got to be these two together, right? Because if I don't do them together, we have two more dominoes. So these two go together. So one of them's an elbow, so that's good. The other one then, maybe it's from this side? Maybe it's this way? I can do an S shape? Maybe? Maybe I do it this way. Maybe it is the S shape. No, because this really creates more of the domino thing here. This creates another elbow and domino. Does a T shape help? Can I get a T shape do anything else? A T shape here. That's not going to help. I get the F shape. I get this fancy shape. I can get... it's close with this. Yeah, I think it's going to be the elbow this way because then I can create a 3, which isn't anywhere else. It's just this shape I got to deal with. It can't be the other way. Like, we can't do... Oh, shoot, I got rid of all that stuff. We can't have it be this is the triple because then we'd force an elbow here. And then what would we do with this shape? It would have to be another elbow. And this is all wrong. So no, I think we want that shape. But now we got another one of these, right? This is all well and good until we have this shape. Something's wrong down here that I don't know. Again, difficulty is only 3. It shouldn't be that challenging. This can't be any different. I'm going to try to make this beginning different. Usually what happens is if I get to a point I genuinely don't see an answer, I assume I made an error, like my logic wasn't as airtight as I thought. All right, cool. Is there any way I can have not a domino out of here? There is not, because this space, each region contains a single symbol. That contains a symbol. It must be the dead end. It already has one path out. This is the only answer. Cool. We have to escape here. I think my logic broke here because I could have a crazy shape like this. I don't have to have a separate symbol there, just here. So we could have something like that going on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more colors is what we need to have. So... like this could be a thing, and then we have a 4, and then we do the same thing we had down here, and then we solve the puzzle. That's all we had to do, is I just had to start over so I could get rid of my poor logic and create good logic. 3s and 4s are all fine. Hey, we've seen something like this before. Solitude, oh, it's mismatch as well, and area number. Well, we're not going to be able to do much here. This one is kind of taken care of. So now we got to make sure that if we don't fill the rest of these with area numbers, we don't have singles anymore. We got a bunch of 4s happening. Somebody's going to have to go into the center. Don't know about these 3s. This 3 does have to escape, which is going to force the 4 out this far. How many different ways can you make 4s? There are 5 different ways. Would you look at that? Okay, tetrominoes. Who can make the eye shape? You. You are the only eye shape I see. This could make an O shape, but we would leave a singles piece. We can't do that because of the mismatch rule. So this is the only place to put the O. This must be an L, S. Then this must be a T. This brings the 3 up. That breaks the puzzle if I do something stupid like that. And we're solved. Amazing. That one just happened quickly. I've done that one before. I should have clicked the one behind it. No, I wasn't. That's too hard. It's not too hard. I just don't want to do 5s right now. 2s and 2s. Okay, so we definitely have this going on. Mingle shape, so we can't bring the 2s next to each other. A lot of rules. Solitude for sure. That's fine. Mingle shape is good. Area number really only comes down to the dominoes. So this could have been expressed any number of ways. It could have been expressed with, say, polyominoes there. So that means we can't have these move in. In fact, this domino cannot move up or left. It must move down because we have to avoid mingle shape. This one can't move down, left, or right, so we have to move up. Now we can't move this one right or up, but it could move left and down. Actually, it can't move down. It creates a domino in there, so it's got to move left. This one now, who knows? So this fella here, we got to either go that way or that way. This can't move right for sure. This can't move left. If we did this, if we brought through the palisade this direction, this piece would move up, which would force me to... No, I could put an elbow there. That would be fine. This would definitely not. That would leave me more dominoes. Now, if I moved up this way, that wouldn't tell me anything. Okay, there's got to be a piece in here. Okay, maybe I should remember how the rules of the game go. There's a solitude rule here. Every region contains a symbol. So I know that this corner piece cannot be a single. Doesn't have a symbol in it. What is the only symbol this can have? And that is my good friend, Mr. Palisade. So this guy and that guy got to be the same thing, which means we also have to touch that space. These two pieces can't move down in because they'll touch the dominoes. Mingle shape says, nope, you can't do that. So I got to bring them in this way. Now, if I move this piece like so, I'd have to put walls here. And then who on earth is going to touch these two spaces? Because it can't be the dominoes, and it can't be the purple region because we can't be on both sides of the border. And we've got the palisade rule. So we actually have to bring it up and down, which is going to put walls there. That means dominoes definitely go in that spot. Definitely go here. Let's see. We can bring this up. We can bring this down. This kind of illuminates the puzzle for me. It would have been easier if I had remembered how the game works from the first moment. One more puzzle, we will silverify this window. Let's do this one. I don't know. Let's just do a 4. Solitude and Palisade. Nothing else going on here. Okay. There's definitely some crazy business up here. Huh. There's a few ways to arrange this segment. Like, we could do all vertical pieces. How would that be bad? Is this just right, though? Isn't this just it? No, because now no one can be on that side. Okay, I think that's what... I was thinking for a second I had that, but it's about what's on the other side of these borders. Now, if I tried it the other way, we can't have multiple sideways. We would still have to have... Actually, hold on a second. Can I do this? Yeah, I can do that. Okay. So if I did this one sideways, we'd still make... this doesn't work. This can't be sideways. Because then both of these have to be sideways. Nah, yeah, it's got to be one. And they can't be. So yeah, this is up and down, which makes all of them... No, it is true. They are all up and down. So it must be this way. And then... no. It could be... What if this one came out? Let's make a different color, you dummy. No, you can't bring that. This has to go down. So this can go around this way. Okay, this is how we do it. No, because now we can't do anything over here. That's it. Interesting. That was a clever use of the palisades, I think. Still not my favorite rule, but that works out pretty well. Let's grab another puzzle. Is it time to go back to the match zone? Try to get it out of my hair? Okay, I'm going to just take a look at what the three of them are. This piece I think I already looked at. This looks just a nightmare. This just looks like a nightmare to solve for reasons I have already explained. How about this one? That looks like a nightmare to solve. Why are they all like this? Why do they think that this is a good idea? Let me just make a big shape, and now you got to come up with a way to divide it in half. Just terrible, terrible design. This actually looks like a puzzle. It's probably going to take longer to solve than I have. So we're not going to do these. I'm going to save this for another video, a crash out video. That's just specifically about me losing my mind. What is this area considered to be? This is Palisade Zone. Now let's just grab random puzzles while we look for things. Here. Probably not going to get through another silver window. Maybe we do. Maybe we silverify the range window. This one. 3 to 5. All regions have it. What the? I'm on fire. Well, this is the cross shape, and the only way to make this cross shape is here. The only way to make this F shape now is here. This guy's got to move to the right at least once. That's forced. So is the whole idea here that we're forcing the moves? Like, that's the forced move here. Alright, so there's got to be something here that's at least 3 spaces. This has to be at least 3 spaces, and that has to be exactly 3. That means the fella here's got to be at least 3. And then it's got to be 4. Could be 5. Well, then what would go here? So that's that. We got to have 4. What is this? I think it's this zone here that's the challenge. How do I make this? If I make it here, now that can't be enough. Is there another way to do the F piece? How else would I make the F piece here? Can't think of any other way to do the F piece. So how do I do the L piece? That's one way. That's one way. So then one goes there. Oh, okay, let's try it down here. Let's try it down there. So now we get different reserves. Let's go there. So this shape has to go down there, and we need this shape to move up, at least that far. So the L shape now can't move down because it blocks that space in, so it has to be here. We get a 3, we get another 3, that's good. The elbow space has to be like that. We get some more 3s, I believe. I think we get a 5 right here. That's cool. That's a cool one. Leave the 5 for another day, I think. Silver 5 things means let's take it easy. Minimum, they all have to have at least 9. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 by 7 is 35. We got 4 spaces. I see what we're doing. If we only have 35 spaces, and we need a minimum of 9 per space, if these 4 were different regions, if we said region 1, 2, 3, 4, we would need 36 spaces. We don't have 36 spaces, so we need a way to enclose corners. So which corners? These 2 or these 2? Now, if I imagine it's these 2, this doesn't give me enough space. Now if I go the other way, this gives me enough space, I think. No. Look at that, it's way too many spaces. I think it's going to have to be the other one. I think we're going to have to do these two together. I'm not totally sure. It's not going to be... Yeah, there's no way... It's got to be around this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, how do I make it? I'd have to do it this way. That's too big. How do I make... Is there any other pieces I can do? Like I can't... Let's get a little different color. These two go together. Can I... This only gives me 8 spaces. So maybe down here gives me better? I don't think that's enough spaces. Oh, it is just enough space. There it is. That's the way it is. Alright. So that puzzle had a good, like, realization moment, but then solving it was annoying because it was just guess which one works. 3 to 4. Okay. Alright, we'll start here. This piece can't move left, because then we can never take both of those. So we're going to start with that. It could move up. Actually, it has to move somewhere, because it has to be at least 3. So it could be here, could be 4, but who knows. For sure, this is a new region which has to move that way. Now up here, we have a region that's got to move out in this direction. This one's got to move up. Now, how do I fill these spaces? The purple can't fill all 3, and it could be a new region, because the purple could move in just like that. We're not totally sure. Let's try one down here. 1, 2, 3 for sure. This one's got to go 1, 2, and 3. So we got to have somebody here. Well, this one's got to be its own region that moves up at the very least. So now it can't take both. Like these 2 spaces have to be taken by the blue and the red in some combination. This can't be a new region because they wouldn't reach 3. If blue took both of them, then yellow could take that region, actually. It'd be fine. But it means that blue can't take that direction. No, because we could have 3 and 4 just fine. It's totally fine. How about these 2? Well, green can't go down, I guess is what we're saying, because now we have no way to fill in here. So that's got to be blocked. Orange can't move left, so that's got to be blocked. So purple does have to move in. So, yeah, I guess we do have to have a separate region up here. That's for sure. Now, can we move in like this? No. So we got 5 spaces in here. We got to have at least 1 more new region, but we can't have 2 new regions that aren't blue. Can't fit that in there. So blue is going to have to move in at least 1 space. But if it moves in 2 spaces, then we have no way to fill that. So it is moving in just that far. We're going to make a new space there. Now blue can't take both of these, so orange has to take 1 of them. Let's see. Red can't take both of these, so blue is going to have to take 1 of them. That's going to finish blue off, and we're good. That's it. Nice. That was really good. I liked how that one really made you think logically all the way through the end. Let's try this guy. Minimum of 12. That's a little high. I don't really like it being that high. 4, 8, 10. 3, 6, 9. 90 pieces. All right. Well, if each one of these 4 corners was a different region, we'd have 12 regions. That's not how it's going to work. If they have a minimum of 12, 90 regions, that's going to fit 7 regions maximum. So what would I do with that? Let's put our Windows logo in here. The blue is going to have to escape for sure. Since that escapes, it's still got to escape. That's going to come out that way, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's got to come out that way. That's got to come out that way. And then this region could be blue, this region could be green, or vice versa. These two could be related, those two could be related. Not sure how. Now this region has to be one of the blue or green. I don't think there's any way for the yellow to be the blue region, right? If the yellow was the blue region, we'd have to come through this one, right? Yeah, this can't be a new region. It's got to be one of the ones we've seen. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This I feel has to be right. If blue were to connect to the yellow, we'd have to do some crazy, crazy stuff, right? I don't think it's going to work. So maybe red connects to green. Not sure. The yellow's got to come up, which means the green is going to have to escape again and also touch that spot. 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means both of these have to be the green, which is going to bring blue up into that space, but not this one. So this is a different region. Now it could be one of these two, like we could just have a whole thing going on, but I doubt it. Yellow's going to have to move up through this way, which means red's going to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, it doesn't exactly 12, just be at least 12, so I know that much. That's got to be a different region. So we've got to bring this, and we can't bring it there. So we're going to have to bring it like this. Now, haha, the update. So I remember complaining about this. You couldn't see how many you had in the region yet. We have 10 there, we got 8 there. So this does have to continue, and it can't be part of those. So 11. The thing is, though, it could be all... Oh, no, it can't be on the other side of the border, so we gotta do that. Which means blue has to be all of these, because we can't have a separate region. So this is 11 so far. Potentially, that's the end of the blue region. There's a reason the minimum is set at 12, and it's not 12 exactly. There's going to probably be a region that's greater than 12. There has to be, because 12 doesn't go into 90 evenly. But there might be a way, like, to say there's a solution that has an 11 region, so that's why they cut this out. This can't be the green, I don't think. Green have to have quite the route. So we have this. That's 12. It's potentially that's the end of that route. We can't bring the yellow down because somebody's got to be there. We can't bring it down because then this somebody would be on the other side of the border. So the yellow's got to continue this way. Then and only then could it come down. Here's the thing. If this yellow, which is still not at 12, came down, this route would be like so. And then who would go there? Nobody would go there. So this can't go down any of these spots. I'm going to make a separate cyan here. I'm going to actually make it purple. It's even differenter color than what we've got. Purple out this way. Can't come down. This can't be green or purple. This could theoretically be, say, the yellow coming through, but it would have to encircle so much space. I don't really see any harm in bringing red all the way to this border, because then we don't have to invent a new space. We could just use the red, which is now at 15. So what? If I have 5 regions here, 5 regions at 15 doesn't even equal 90. I could have 6 regions at 15 be fine. Now this would come out, because then I can just bring it up here. How much is that? It's 11. I'm just trying to see, like, what is the minimum I can do here. Like, and then I make a separate, let's make an orange, like, I do some bullshit like this. Hold on, right, gotta do that. We got 11, we got 12. So now this has to go, there, I see the problem. Because now this has to be something. This could be the purple, but now what is that? This is what happens when you just try to wing it. Because this can't be the purple. This has to be its own region. All right, so let's go back to where we. So, what reason would I have to not bring the red out any further? I don't get why I wouldn't just do this. Maybe I bring the purple out that way? this is just where it gets interesting. I gotta bring somebody around down here. Whoever is down here, right, forces blue at least there. And blue can't be there, so I mean, this is just the obvious don't use up too much space thing. I don't have enough to get there. Is there a way? Well, now, to bring that in here? There's no way to encircle enough spaces to get that one. So that's not it. This feels right. Is there a way to make this even a separate color? Right? This is just way too complicated at this point. Like if I say that's purple, that's just... We still don't have enough for the green, and it still touches the other thing. I love when I screw up a puzzle really bad, and then I look and I see the difficulty is low, and I go, well, obviously I'm too stupid for this. I'm going to restart. I always love restarting when I can't figure it out. I think I started correctly. So red, for instance, if it moved left, it would move down and down and down. It would have to stop here. That's as far as it would go. So we know the red region has to move up. It can't be part of that. These two regions could be part of one, like we could have corner regions be part of the same thing. Like that's the issue, is I'm going to have to do that. I can't have 12 regions. I have to have a maximum of 7. Now the blue cannot, like, it can't have a wall there. I'm not going to have enough space, so it's got to be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 have to be this. Means the teal, the green has to come out. Because this can't be blue. So yeah, this was still correct. 6, we got 3 in that spot. Yeah, there you go. Now, neither of these can be different colors. If this was a different color, we would block it in, or we would block in the teal. So that is required. That's required. This has to be there. 7, that's 12. So that's what we have to do. We got to block these. So these are a different color. They could both be the same. They could be different colors. Who knows? But this is the minimum we have to take with the blue. Now, who's going to take this space? If it's red, we have to put another region here. Now, we can't do that because the yellow region, which cannot be part of, it can't be part of the green because it's on that side. It can't be part of the red, can't be part of the blue as far as we know. It has to go out, which means the red will take this space, blocking that, forcing the blue to take all these. So the blue could be done. And in fact, I don't see any reason to make any more blue spaces right now. That feels like it's going to cause a problem. So this orange is going to escape. I'm going to say this orange is the same one for now. This is a guaranteed move. The red is going to move up here. Yellow's got to move up, which is going to face a wall here. So now we have to have another region here. And we have to have another region here that's neither orange or green. Now, if blue touches this region, it's got to have quite the roundabout sort of thing, right? Like we'd have to do this whole thing so we could fit enough space for the orange, right? Like that is what happens down here. And then what do we do with this fellow? It's just ridiculous. I don't think it's possible. I don't think we have enough space to do that. So I think this is a new region. That's just what I think that is. This one as well. Now, if it's red, it's got to leave enough space for the yellow, which it does here. But then what is this one? Purple? If it's purple, it can't be like that. It doesn't leave enough space for the teal. We got 29 spaces left. We have one. These would be done. 29 spaces left with. Oops, that doesn't come out. 29 space, 30 spaces left. 1, 2, 3 regions left to do it in. Which means this would. But it would have to be like that, and then the purple would block. There would just be no way to do it. So I don't think this is it. I don't think that's what we're doing here. Now, if this were the purple here, then what would go there? Well, we know the yellow can't move to the right, so it's got to move up, which brings the red up. The yellow still can't move to the right. It's got to go up again. This much we know. Got to block that. We got to come here. That can't come down now. So the red could stop here. Theoretically, we could do that. We could also bring this up, which gives a little more space, potentially, to a purple, like if we had to do. Or maybe an orange there that comes around. No, because then we'd have to, I don't know how we do that. Because somebody's got to go now these two spaces. I don't know. Let's see. That's got to go that far. But these are potentially done. Now this one. Is there any way these two could be the same region? The orange and the green. No, because like they block the purple in pretty bad. Now this, I'm going to say whatever region this is now can't be that one. So this region, if it's yellow, we have quite the path for this region so that yellow can, right? Like we have the stupidest thing ever to make this work. So that's not going to be the case. I don't think that is it. So this has to be a new region, or it has to be one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maximum 7 regions. So I think this is forced, which is here. This has to move out. This could move up. We don't know. In fact, moving up and then having this move up is probably for the best. We could just take it this way. Now, if this were, say, purple, we have more space. I think that's it. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I mean, toward the end, it was, you just have to see the answer, which isn't great, but like everything up to then, I really had to think hard on that. I like that. Even though the game said the puzzle was easy. It was not easy for me. Sorry, I am stupid. Okay, we got mingle shape again, maximum of 3. So anything up to 3 is great. All right, well, let's start with this spot right down here. This one can't be a single because we got our mingle rule. We could be a domino or a triple, a triomino. If it's a domino, we create a single there. So there you go. Now we can't have a triple here or a single, so we got to have a double. This has to be a triple because it's next to the other two. This has to be a domino, and it can't move left because, no, hold on. Can't move up because it creates a domino. It's got to move left and create a single down there. This has to be a triple, and then we got to have, let's see. Oh, hold on. I can make triples not be straight lines, though. What would be the best way? This could be a domino and a triple. How to do this? How about this one? This one here. This is an elbow. We gotta put an elbow there, which means we can't put an elbow here. So we have a domino. We gotta put another elbow there. This one could be an elbow. That can't be an elbow. Maybe we have an elbow down here, and we have this issue. We can't do that. Damn it. No! We could put this here. There. This is so close. It is it. Okay. That's it. Clever. Clever little guy. Let's grab you. Okay. Between 4 and 5? Well, this Oops. Could move to the right, but it couldn't move any further, so it must move left. It can't move down. That's as far as we know. This fella could move up, but has to move down. Can't move that way. That's going to force these two to coincide. And now in this spot, we got to move out. This one has to be at least 4. And we could block it. Let's start over here. We got to move out and then down. We can't move there. It's got to be at least 4. That's got to be, these are 4s. That's got to be in there. So, oh, it could be a 5 though. Let's see. Then over here, if it moves down, that's the end of that. So it's got to move up. So now this one has to move at least 1 down. Now, if this piece here were part of the green, we wouldn't be able to put any piece there. So it can't be part of the green. It must be its own man or woman or non-binary finery. So it's got to move out 4. This has to be 4 this way, 4 that way, 5, 5. Fantastic little puzzle. Let's do 2 more and call it a day. This has been a longer video. I'm trying to keep these under an hour. Minimum of 2. Well, the 19 sure helps. Now that I know we have this upgrade, we know it's 25 spaces. So if I use exactly 19, we have to have 2 dominoes. How would I do this? Well, we have to have... All right, I'm going to mark the spaces where the dominoes got to go. There's got to be something here. There's got to be something there. 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 So right away, I cannot have 4 separate dominoes. I have to connect them. Now, one good way I could do this is by setting a domino up here, right? Because then I can put these... Can't put that on the other side of that, though. I'd have to put domino there and here. If I made this the domino, for instance, this could be its own domino, and that could be... I think, no, this has to be a domino. So I would need only 1 more domino. It would be here, and it would have to touch both of these. So I think that is not the answer. But for sure, we have to have this be teal. Because if this isn't the region that belongs to the 19, it belongs to something else, and it takes all 4 of those. And now, how do we make this work? So I believe we do have to do this, which means we have to have this go on. Now we could bring it up here. One, 2, 3? No, we'd have to have more. So if I do this, that doesn't, this would be it. If I put it on that side instead, if I did this, well, it would be here. I gotta find a way across here. So let me make more notes. In these spaces here, these are the spaces that were in trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 of them have to not be teal, and only 6. So I've got to come up with an arrangement here. Now, if I don't take this one, I have to take that guy, and it's a waste. I have to take 6 of them. Is that it? This might be it here. I like that. I mean, you do kind of have to do all of the puzzle at once, but at least it isn't just you have to see it. You get to work it out. Maximum of 6. Huh. Well, let's start with some divisions we know we can make. Let's start with this circle here. We have to do this for sure. Actually, that one's just given. We cannot do anything but that. This space here, 1, 2, 3, we can't move down 4. It could move down or it could move over and down, but this is guaranteed. And in fact, I think it's going to give us more than that. This circle coming out is going to force this piece over here out. So we do have this 6 piece. This one is going to move down. Hold on, they have at most an area of 6, right? Did I get that right? So this does have to move over. We do have to reach that. That's the most. But this one could end. In fact, it will end. Move this out. Because it's got to get to a thing, so that's got to end. Let's see. Well, I think this space here touches the circle. Is there any other square it can touch with? No, it's got to touch that one. There's got to be a region there. Right? This region's got to come down. That could move over any way we like. What square are we going to touch with this guy? It must be this one. It's the only one that's going to reach. Now, it can do it that way or this way. Not totally sure yet, but it's going to touch that. Which means yellow's still got to move down, and the only 2 is this. Make another little purple guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. I think we have... We're going to do that. We're going to move this out. That way we have more space so we can give this one its own thing, right? Yeah. And there we go. The Mark of Talent turned 15 windows silver. And we've done it. That's a good place to stop. I'm really enjoying it so far, but I do have to do something else with my life. You don't get to know what that is. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you all in the next video. Have yourselves a great day. Goodbye.